So as much as we've wanted to complain about Pokemon Go and in its current state, I actually want to take some time and talk about something that Niantic has actually improved on, and I do think we need to give credit where credit is due. For this video, I'm going to be talking about the current state of in-game events and why I think Niantic has made the right steps. Alright, what's happening everyone? Count Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. Hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So this is going to be one of those off-the-cuff videos where I'm just going to be talking and just sharing some of my thoughts regarding Pokemon Go as of late. And today I want to put a spotlight on in-game events because we've had quite a few ups and downs when it comes to these core aspects of Pokemon Go. When it comes to this game, in-game events are essentially what keeps the interest going because there's so many Pokemon in Pokemon Go at this point. The way that Niantic has been able to rotate those Pokemon is through in-game events. And that actually keeps the game fresh. It actually keeps the game from getting really stale. And I think that was one of the major problems before in-game events because Pokemon Go, when it first came out, it was basically the same exact Pokemon that you would see every time you logged into the game. And Niantic essentially fixed that by having in-game events where certain Pokemon would spawn more than others. And yeah, I will say that overall, they have always been a really good thing for Pokemon Go. But over the years, Niantic has been very lackluster with the design of in-game events, and I felt like the quality of them went down drastically. But as of late, it seems like Niantic has stepped up their game. It seems like with the most recent in-game events, it feels like a completely different experience. I feel like a lot of the feedback that we've been giving regarding in-game events, Niantic is finally listening. And I think it's about time, especially because we are about to get completely new owners, and I feel like them doing something really good that's giving them a lot of positive feedback is going to encourage Scopely to continue to do a lot of those good things. And yeah, that's precisely how I feel regarding in-game events right now. I feel like for the last couple of them, they've been doing a lot of things that I always saw as a very big positive. Yeah, there are certain things that are not necessarily going to be favorable. I think the overall sentiment around in-game events is still kind of negative, but let's be real here. I feel like they've been making steps in the right direction. I mean, when it comes to new Pokemon that they introduced, they used to have it where they're all going to be locked behind raiding and hatching eggs, and they've kind of walked away from that. Every time they introduce a new Pokemon, now it's something you can get in the wild. And then whenever they introduce something really good, like let's say a new mechanic, they put a big spotlight on it. I think a big example is, of course, the Sweet Discoveries event, which is about to kick off. I like the fact that they introduced Applin into the wild. It's a Pokemon you could just walk out and get right now. But in order to evolve it into its different forms, you need to utilize this new mechanic where you have to go around and collect these apples. It's all really cool and it's really interesting, and it definitely adds new things to Pokemon Go. And yeah, there's one other thing that I really like about in-game events. It's the fact that they're boosting the shiny rates of certain Pokemon. It's not really a major thing. I think the boost is 1 in 128, which may not seem like much to the average player, but it's something else. It's something new that we can expect with every single in-game event. I think I'm totally okay with it, because at this point, just having different Pokemon spawns and doing nothing with the shiny rate, that really doesn't produce a lot of excitement. So yeah, the fact that they've been doing that with pretty much every single in-game event, that is a huge plus, and that is something that I'm really glad they have been doing. And then yeah, just in general, I just feel like, comparatively speaking to what in-game events were like in 2024, Niantic is definitely trying. They're definitely paying attention to what players are saying, and when it comes to the in-game events, it seems like they're definitely trying to improve it. I really do like the fact that overall, with the sale of Pokemon Go and Niantic games to Scopely, it's definitely going to change things up. I mean, one of the things that I've been saying is that we now actually have a game developer behind Pokemon Go. It's like, up until this point, we've had a technology company working on Pokemon Go. It's a lot of people who are very familiar with AR technology. There are a lot of really smart developers, but they're not game developers. They are technology developers. They've been focusing so much on like AR technology, AR mapping, and all that stuff, and by all means, that stuff is actually pretty cool. But they didn't really have a huge grasp on really good game design. I feel like Pokemon Go was just a means to an end, and lately I feel like that sentiment has started to shift. It feels like they're actually thinking about the player experience. They're actually thinking about different gameplay mechanics that would actually be really cool and really fun. Like, I keep bringing it up, but I really like this concept of you going out and farming up these apples. You're picking them up off the ground in order to evolve your applin into a various different form. Like, it's a really cool mechanic, and it definitely engages a lot of players in different ways, and it also reinforces their philosophy of going out and exploring. Like, if you want these apples, you have to go out and play. You can't just simply sit at home and collect enough apples. You have to actually go out, look for lures, and look for Pokestops with mossy lures on them. You know, a whole bunch of different things. And it's a very simple thing, but overall, I think it's really cool. These are some of the things that I really want them to think about when it comes to Pokemon Go. So overall, I feel like in-game events are in a much better place. Yes, there's still a lot of ground that they need to make up. There's still a lot that they need to do to get players engaged once again. But overall, I think they're doing a good job. I think they're taking steps in the right direction. And just in general, I feel like the frequency of in-game events is also really good. There was a time and period where I would always say that too many in-game events was actually a pretty bad thing for Pokemon Go. I do not stand by that sentiment anymore, mainly because it seems like the rhythm that they have right now, where they have an in-game event every single week, but it's something completely different, it actually makes me feel like there's a different experience on a weekly basis. And then on top of that, every weekend there's a completely different event that we could look forward to, whether it be a max battle weekend featuring a legendary Pokemon, or if it's a community day or a raid day. They've been actively busy giving players something to do, and I think that's really good. It really shows that they're trying to crank up the engagement. They're trying to think about the experience rather than some new mechanic that's going to change AR gameplay forever. Like, they're thinking away from that, and now they're going into more gameplay aspects. So yeah, you know, I just wanted to give credit where credit is due. I feel like Niantic often does not get enough praise for whenever they do something right. And when it comes to in-game events, I really do think they're on the right track. They're doing some really good things, and I just wanted to point them out so that, hey, positive reinforcement is pretty strong. If they continue to get positive feedback with a lot of the good things, then I'm sure they're going to continue to do it, and I really hope they do. And yeah, that's besides the point. There's a lot of other stuff that's happening in Pokemon Go, which I see as a huge positive. I think they're doing a lot with raiding. I think raid battles is a much better experience than it was when it first kicked off. There's a lot of quality of life improvements that they added. Recently, I was actually selected as part of the testing for the RSVP feature. I think that was actually something really cool, but it's only useful if you live in a high population area. Unfortunately, it's not going to do much for suburban and rural players. But yeah, I feel like they're doing a lot of really good stuff. It's stuff that I've been asking for. It's stuff that I've been wanting for Pokemon Go. And I just really hope that once Scopely takes over, that we're going to see a lot more of it. That whoever's still left at Niantic Games, they're going to be focusing on making game experiences, not AR experiences. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to turn on the camera and share some of my thoughts. But let me know what you're thinking. Do you feel like in-game events have seen drastic improvements? Do you feel like there's still a lot more work to go? Definitely share your thoughts. Definitely share what you've been feeling, because I really want to see what the community is thinking, more so what I'm thinking. I feel like the community is really good at giving good feedback. And yeah, if you feel a certain way towards in-game events, definitely share it in the comments below. Let's have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel, if you want to support everything that I do, the best way you can do that is going to be by joining my Patreon. If you become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you're always welcome to do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms that you see on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you all later.